Welcome to another Air Medical Trip Report, this time on what I call the cursed itinerary, as I think someone was trying to kill me. This trip started from my home in the mountains, and I made my way to the airport with the usual delays at airport security, before heading to the Air Canada lounge this time, as I was going to be connecting in Toronto to then go on to Paris for my third time to Paris in less than 3 months. Unfortunately, as we were barreling down the runway, getting ready to take off, the plane started swerving left and right, feeling like we were about to go off the runway until they slammed on the brakes.
From the flight deck, your captain speaking. As you can tell there, we had to reject our takeoff on the roll there. There was just a minor, what I hope is a minor directional control issue. Here the firemen are coming to check the brakes and assess the aircraft and what to do from there. Hello, it's Captain again. The fire trucks, the firefighters have had a good look at our brakes. The temperatures are consistent with what we were seeing, but they are relatively high, so they want us to check again in a few minutes just to see that they're going down before they're comfortable with us taxiing. From the flight deck, your captain speaking. The firemen are done with their inspections. They're moving away from the aircraft. We're going to start up our second engine and taxi back to the gate. Unfortunately, the tire didn't survive the taxi very well, and it's to the point now that we can't continue taxiing. So we have to get towed onto the gate, and before that even happens, we have to actually have the tire changed.
After 2.5 hours on that flight to nowhere, we made it back to the gate and the terminal to try to make alternate flight arrangements. And in the end, it was actually quite lucky that I missed that flight to Toronto, because if I had made it, my flight to Paris would have been even more stressful.
Can 872, we got a lot of fire. Roger. Your aircraft, sir. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Roger.
Thankfully, my alternative travel arrangements ended up being a direct flight to Paris on WestJet, which, while I don't love the WestJet Dreamliner long-haul service, it's a lot better than flying Eurowings Discover and connecting through Frankfurt. That flight wasn't going to leave for a number of hours, so I made my way to the WestJet lounge, which I like a lot more than the WestJet Dreamliners, and enjoyed a shower with a towel warmer. They are fancy. And some food, and got a bit of a rest before the, thankfully, uneventful flight to Paris. This trip is a bit unique that the patient is out in a rural part of France, so I had to spend 2 hours and 45 minutes in a car coming out to my hotel, and then it was another 25 minutes drive to see the patient. Taxi waited for me. So that's the patient who's fit to fly. Took the taxi back to the hotel. It's about 6 p.m. Gonna go for a walk around this lovely little French town, and then be at the restaurant for 7 as soon as it opens, and probably be in bed by 8. I made my way back to the hotel to be at dinner promptly for 7 p.m., where Jean-Pierre and his team that ran the hotel and restaurant served an absolutely incredible meal and also tolerated my attempts at French, which I appreciated just as much as I did that wonderful meal. I had a nice warm bath to relax before getting off to bed nice and early. My day started very early, before they were even serving breakfast, but they had kindly prepared what I think they said would be a small breakfast for me to have in my room, but it was pretty incredible. And then I got picked up, apparently in the limo Taylor Swift was riding in just a few weeks before, and went and picked up the patient, made my way to the airport, where we had, thankfully, an uneventful and very enjoyable flight to Montreal. From there, it was a brief land transfer to get the patient back home. And then I quickly made my way back to the hotel to get a good night of sleep, because while we were dropping the patient off at home, another trip came in, so it's back-to-back trips for me. But that is where this air medical trip report will end. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.